channel. So guys, apparently the Master Universe MGM Amazon film is on its way to getting its next big actor or actress into their film. They're casting a lot of people, and I'm very, very excited at what's happening right now. I mean, they've already cast He-Man, and now they're casting Teela, and apparently, and I didn't even realize this, apparently Skeletor might already be cast. That's kind of crazy. I have heard kind of rumors about what's going on with that, but they kind of don't give me any faith on that portion of it. But you know what? Let's get into this because I'm really, really excited about their choice for Teela, Captain of the Guard, the love interest of He-Man. This is going to be absolutely amazing, guys. I want to take a deep dive into this. And of course, there's another Master Universe film on the horizon. And I was lucky enough to actually have a chance to interview some of the cast of that fan film, which is really exciting me, guys. I'll have links in the description for that live stream I did. I think it was like a week ago, and I hope you guys do support that film because honestly, it's looking freaking amazing. And I personally have a lot more faith in that film than I do about the current situation of this MGM film. Anyway, let's take a deep dive and talk about what's happening with the MGM film, its casting, and what my expectations are for it, as well as this brand new film from Daniel Benedict for The Fall of Grayskull, Part 2. This is going to be amazing, guys. Let's have a look, because this is going to blow your... All right, we got to get that idiot out the screen, because honestly, we have a lot to talk about. So, this is just getting out of hand, honestly. I have to come back in here and just set the record straight. Honestly, I and none of us should actually have any faith in this new Masters of the Universe movie, so-called Masters of the Universe movie. This is not going to happen. There's not going to be a Masters of the Universe movie, at least not in the way that we know it and love it and revere it. No, this is going to be an absolute travesty. I mean, let's just take a recap as to what's happened in the last couple of months, shall we? Ever since, I've actually shown up here, because this forces me to come back. I literally do not want to have to come back here again and explain this. But unfortunately, for this whole situation, it has to happen. So let's have a look at exactly what's been going on over the past couple of months. Back in May 1st of 2024, it was announced by Hollywood Reporter and multiple different agencies across the internet that live-action Master Universe gets a theatrical release date. This is absolute horse crap, I'm telling you right now. Travis Knight directing the Amazon MGM Mattel film. I mean, that's all fine and dandy. It is literally the Hollywood machine doing its thing all over again. I mean, a lot of people have been telling me, sure, I love Travis Knight. He did a great job with Bumblebee. He did a whole bunch of different films, which are really well respected and well revered. That's fine. Good for Travis Knight. But does he actually know anything about Master Universe? A lot of people are saying, you know what? He didn't really know much about Transformers, but he did a great job. I personally watched Bumblebee, and I thought it was great. But Master Universe is a completely different beast. And unfortunately, when you go down to the byline and read about how this film is supposed to play out, it just does not give you any sort of confidence whatsoever. 10-year-old Prince Adam, who crashed on Earth in a spaceship, was separated from his magical power sword. That already is just a ridiculous idea. The only link to his home on Eternia. Okay, fine. They actually acknowledge Eternia in the first line. Great. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, the man is nearly 30 years old. Prince Adam is whisked back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. Okay, there is the major problem in this entire story. I mean, he has literally no connection to Eternia. He's grown up on Earth for the better part of, I guess, 25 years. And now he finds his power sword, probably has no idea what it actually is. It was probably, calling to him in his dreams or whatever the heck they decide to write about this thing. And all of a sudden, a portal opens up. What? Does the power sword actually have a homing device or something like that? How does this thing work? Like, how does he get this mystical portal? Is the sorceress monitoring his entire, existence for the past 20 years?
There are just so many like problems with this script, this whole byline, this whole introduction. It's ridiculous. And then it says here, to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam will first need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Okay, that the whole storyline is weak. It's absolute just weak sauce. I cannot believe that somebody actually put that together. And of course, a lot of people are saying, "Well, it's gonna be a low-budget film. You know, they can't really afford to do the mystical worlds of Eternia and this all." You know what? I look at films like The Martian. Where was The Martian filmed? The Martian was filmed in locations like the Nevada desert and just plain barren wastelands. Eternia has a lot of that stuff. And you know what? Heck, New Zealand has become pretty much anything anyone wants. These crazy real world scenarios. And from what I understand, it's pretty cheap to film in New Zealand. That might have changed, of course, with the success of the Lord of the Rings films. But you know what? Give it a freaking chance. Like they filmed Power Rangers there, for crying out loud. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You can do cheaper productions in New Zealand. It still is possible. Anyway, moving on from that. Now they're started to actually cast the actors in the film. Great. Wonderful. Let's see who they're going to get to play He-Man. They have this kid, Nicholas Galitzine, to play He-Man in the Masters of the Universe movie. I've never heard of this kid. He looks like, a typical heartthrob teenager ish. He's in his 20s, obviously. But, can he play He-Man? I mean, just by looking at him, it doesn't exactly look like what I would expect of as He-Man. Having said that, though, I did a couple of Google searches just to see what type of roles he's played, and of course, what kind of physique he holds. And looking at him just as a side by side with a traditional idea of what He-Man looks like. This is Nicholas. You don't really see much there. I mean, he doesn't even have blonde hair, but of course, we can dye hair, not a problem. Doing a bit more research, though, here we actually do see he's dyed his hair blonde. He's not hard on the eyes. He's actually got a pretty interesting frame. And then, of course, there he is again with the blonde hair. So, yeah, I think he can pull off the overall look for He-Man's face. Anyway, at the very least, he can be Prince Adam. And then you start, seeing him take off his shirt a little bit more. And it's like, okay, all right, I can see some tone there. I can see some muscle. Yeah, a little bit of work, maybe just a tiny bit of work. And this guy probably could play He-Man. Yeah, whoa, okay, yeah, okay. I think I've been doing the wrong searches here. But yeah, okay, fine. I can see the wings. I can see the muscle. Yeah, you know what? It's actually not going to take that much work to get him up to He-Man spec. All right. I will go ahead and give the nod to Nicholas. Good casting there. Let's go ahead and give him the nod. Then earlier this week, they cast his counterpart Teela, and I have to say, not bad. Camila Mendez, set for the role this year on Amazon MGM, Master of the Universe, and you know what? Looks like she's pretty stoked as well. She said it right here 1 week ago. Stoked to get yoked. So she's actually going to do some pumping iron herself. I still can't believe this is real. Thank you, Amazon, MGM Studios, and Mattel, and Travis Knight for believing in me as your Teela. Let's go, Eternia. All right, so let's see what happens with this one, because honestly, I think she can do it. She looks like a pretty well put together actress. I haven't really seen her in any roles, but you know what? She could probably do it, and they've cast her for a reason, right? So it's got to be something good. Then, and this is a way back, we're talking about months back. This was more of a recent addition, but we're talking months back. Something came across my radar, and I was like, all right, that's just straight up ridiculous. That's just straight up stupid. Our good friends of this channel, for Eternia, reported on I'm gonna just continue to say this is a rumor, because I just don't believe it, and I'm still having a hard time finding any concrete evidence this is actually true. But according to For Eternia, Giant Freaking Robot, who is a reporting site for Geek News, they say that they've confirmed. Check this out. They've confirmed scoops that are actually individuals that say that Sacha Baron Cohen will be the iconic villain Skeletor. All right. As soon as I heard that, I was like, that is dumb. That is absolutely just stupid beyond belief. You got to be kidding me. Sacha Baron Cohen, as Skeletor, Borat. Ricky Bobby. Don't even know who that guy was in that film. But this guy is going to be Skeletor, giant freaking robot. I don't know. This is just kind of weirding me out, and honestly, I can't see it. I just can't see it. I mean, obviously Frank Langella, he wasn't as buff as Skeletor is supposed to be. He wasn't as big as He-Man, but his overall performance, the theatrical nature that he brought to the role, that deliciously evil, wonderfully sinister nature of Skeletor really came through in his performance, and it was absolutely glorious. Sacha Baron Cohen, I mean, I think he could probably do some theatrical stuff, maybe. But here's the other thing: this guy is absolutely freaking tall. He's a freakishly tall individual, and it's going to be a really weird sort of juxtapositioning. And I think that a lot of people are hoping that he's going to be this, cackling fool like he was in the cartoon. You know what I mean? I'm Skeletor. That kind of crap. But we're talking about an actual motion picture here, right? That's supposed to enthrall people, excite people. I cannot believe this. I seriously don't want to believe this. As a matter of fact, doing a quick Google search, looking for the cast on the Masters of the Universe 2026 film, all right? I'm in the right place, right? It says director is Travis Knight, writer is Chris Butler, Nicholas Galatine, and Camila Mendez. Moving down further, I look for additional cast members. And what do I see? Nothing. So, twirling this down, we're searching for cast. And the only two cast members who actually been confirmed months later are Nicholas Galitzine and Camila Mendez. So I am going to call this an absolute rumor. And, not throwing anybody under the bus. ForEternia.com, has done some great reporting in the past, but I think that they've been misled in this case. I have no idea where this rumor came from. Maybe they were in talks with him for a little while, but it's pretty obvious, at least, well, for now, that this is in the realm of rumor. Until something more concrete happens, I'm thankfully, Skeletor is not going to be played by Sacha Baron Cohen. That frightens me to no end. And this is basically where we are at this point, right? I still have no faith, absolutely no faith that this movie is even going to be made. I think that this is, once again, another attempt at Mattel trying to hold on to the movie rights for as long as possible. And even if it does come to pass, what we're actually going to get is going to be absolute garbage. I am absolutely 100% certain that we are not going to be satisfied, whether or not we are the older crowd or even the younger crowd. All right, so here's a lot of things which people are saying. Oh, Nega J, you are a gatekeeper. Nega J, you shouldn't be so negative about what's going on with this movie. You know what? I still have a right to say that I don't like the premise. I still have the right to say that I don't think this movie is going to do well. And I think I do have the right to say that no matter what they do with this particular film, I don't think they're going to be able to capture the magic of Master Universe as it was intended to be. I think that's what I'm going to say. What it ends up becoming, who knows? I mean, we've looked at newer ideas for Master Universe, and honestly, I think that they've been great. The Netflix series that came out recently for the more youth-orientated 3D animated Master Universe, I thought it was amazing. I thought the ideas were there. I thought the acting was great. The performances, the voice acting. I thought the animation was on par. As a matter of fact, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, it didn't get its final season, which is kind of sad because they were really starting to introduce new concepts like, spoilers ahead, the fact that the evil Horde is still out there, right? And that, characters like Evil Lyn have more to add to the story. And I really wanted to see that conclusion happen, at least in the shorter term. As it is right now, that series has been shelved. Not indefinitely, but it's on the back burner right now until something can be resolved. Unfortunately, Mattel is a toy company at the end of the day, and they didn't really sell too many toys with the Master Universe animated series. It's unfortunate. Revelation and Revolution was marred in controversy. And it really is a shame because, honestly, that series was great. And I really hope that it gets another chance sometime soon, as there have been a lot of rumors, a lot of talk. Dad at Arms has expressed something that he's been talking to people in the background. They've been, giving him, indications that the continuation of Revolution and Revelation might actually be in the works. So my fingers are crossed for something like that. But for in terms of this, I really have no real faith in the live action Master Universe theatrical release from MGM Studios, Amazon. I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. As a matter of fact, I have more faith in another project, which I think I'll let Mega J Retro, because he's been on this train to get this film funded, and I really do hope that it does fund, as I have more faith in a fan-run production than I have in any of these recent concepts for Masters of the Universe, the motion picture. Part 2, part whatever, reboot, I really have no idea. I'm gonna hand this back to Mega J Retro. Mega J Retro, out.
As I was saying, everybody, yeah, what happened there? Weird. I am super excited about the Fall of Grayskull Part 2. I have a link in the description below for all of the amazing interviews I had with some of the cast, Daniel Benedict himself, who is the director of the film, and of course, how this all came together. But the first thing I wanted to do right now was to show you guys, if you haven't already seen it, the trailer and react to this with you guys, because this is going to be fun. I am super excited about what's going to happen. So let's take a look at this trailer for Master of the Universe, The Fall of Grayskull, Part 2. Let's have a look, everybody. A work of fan fiction made by fans of Masters of the Universe. I love it. I love the embers coming up and the fire crackling in the background. What a wonderful intro. Daniel Benedict. Let's see how this works. I really love that intro shot with the spaceships. Some of the environments, like different landscapes. I'm thinking that was Eternos. Oh, that's Adora. I don't know who she is. We have some of the Eternians looking up to the sky. That shot right there, it reminded me so much of what was in Revolution. Then we saw the Horde coming around. Oh, Man-at-Arms! Prince Adam! Fisto! Oh, the Horde is invading. Where are the rebels? That's Catra! This is an amazing look. I think Shadow Weaver's holding on to something. Was that a child? That was the White Sorceress, but it wasn't... I think that was Teela. Oh, the Green Goddess. That was an amazing shot. Oh my gosh. The secret of the sword. The sword of protection.
If I can't stop Hordak, who can?
I'm really glad Teela is in her traditional armor. Because, Battlegrounds Teela. That was our first glimpse at She-Ra. And He-Man just taking on Horde troopers. Oh, Man-at-Arms. Roboto taking on Shadow Weaver and Castle Grayskull being protected by the power of He-Man. Hordak looks amazing. Oh my gosh. And apparently that is Daniel Benedict himself playing Hordak, so that's incredible. The rise of the fall of Grayskull. Absolutely insane. Is that Battle Cat? Oh my god, that's Battle Cat. Oh, that is wicked. Oh my gosh. Looks like you're going to get some CG into this too. I love the fact they're just standing there waiting for something. Oh, it's Orko. You guys know how I feel about Orko. That's awesome. And I love her Ka headdress. It's amazing. And there is Daniel Benedict himself. He is the man. He is the one who's actually putting the whole project together. And taking a look at their Kickstarter right now, guys, they only have 8 days left to go. 244 backers. And unfortunately, they have been stuck at $46,202. It literally just raised another $3, which is kind of crazy, of their $250,000 goal. That's $250,000, guys. But if you saw the production value there, I think you can recognize just how far they've come. I mean, if we take a quick glimpse at the original Fall of Grayskull, which was a short film back in 2015 by Daniel Benedict himself, I think they had a lot of love for this film and they really wanted to go far, but they only raised about $14,000 to get this film made. And let's just say yeah, you can tell it was definitely a production made of passionate fans, but not necessarily fans who had the experience to actually put something like this together. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that go on here, a little bit of horror and stuff like that, but it's also one of these things where you can see the production value on this film and what we just saw in the trailer that they just made, and you can really tell they've come a long way. I mean, the special effects, everything about them, the casting is still, on par, but really, I'm really excited about this particular film, The Fall of Grayskull Part 2, and I want to do my part and try and get as much awareness on this as possible. Hopefully, get a few more funds into the Kickstarter itself. And I'm really more confident with this production just by watching the trailer and the people behind it than I am for the current Master Universe production from MGM Studios and Amazon. Guys, please, I'll have links in the description below for He-Man and She-Ra fan film sequel, The Fall of Grayskull 2. If you guys could definitely check that out, and please, try to help support them whatever you can. I know things are going crazy right now in the world, but this really warms my heart, and I really want to try and see if we can try and help these guys get to their goal. They have some passionate people behind the scenes, including Rebecca McDonald and John McDonald, who are wonderful cosplayers, huge fans of Master Universe, and are actually part of this film. She goes by Action Girl Diabolique on Instagram. I think some of you guys are already her fan. And of course, the whole cast and crew are working really hard on this, and I really hope that we'll be able to get them a few more, at least give them a little bit of bump for their Kickstarter, because this thing, I really actually am very excited for this film, rather than my sort of subdued excitement for the Master Universe MGM production. Definitely head over to Kickstarter.com, check out He-Man and She-Ra fan film sequel, The Fall of Grayskull Part 2. I really appreciate it if you can take a look at that, guys. Every little bit counts. And of course, thank you so much for your support, guys. It really means the world to everybody. Guys, let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts about the casting change, or casting update, if you will, for Master Universe MGM Amazon film? Are you guys confident in this film at all? I mean, there's a lot to hope for, but at the same time, the overall premise of the story is kind of meh at best. And I'm really more excited for something like this, which is The Fall of Grayskull 2. And let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts of that trailer? Because that, to me, is a production worth looking into and supporting as fans of Master Universe. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys, and if you did, please do leave me a like. It'd really help me out. And if you're in the position to help out the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon page. It's Mega J Retro on Patreon. Guys, the patrons and channel members of this channel help me make wonderful episodes every single week, and I couldn't do it without them. They are the best. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. It really means the world to me. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. We have the power, everybody. We have the power. And the power of Grayskull is in The Fall of Grayskull 2. Let's help them to their goal, everybody. They still have a little bit of time left. Good journey. Geek proud.